concept of investing in yourself is something that I haven't really thought through until recently, and it's really surprising. But up until this point, all of the excess money I have made has gone straight into stocks. And my plan has been, once it grows enough and I have a good business opportunity or real estate, something like that, I have some money there to pull out and use. And I don't regret doing that at all. I think it's good. I feel secure knowing that I have that and more confident knowing that I have money ready to deploy if I need to. But I never thought of the concept of investing in yourself until recently. It's kind of become more of a thing. And the answer is both, at least for me. I prefer to have both. I prefer to have some safety, but I have become a little bit more aggressive with how I invest in myself because I have realized the importance of it, and I never thought of it that way. Obviously, I've always spent money on creating a website. Obviously, that costs money. Those little things. Buying software, things like that. I never had any hesitation to do that, but recently I've been more willing to pull the trigger on things like books and courses and, just anything to where I can learn. And in the past, I really felt like they weren't worth it because I didn't immediately start making money, or they didn't immediately tell me some secret. But it's not the point. It's not what you're paying for. I always thought it was a scam and certain things weren't worth $500 or whatever. And I will argue against it because since starting this business, I've purchased a lot of things to invest in my own knowledge and things like that. And every single one has already paid for itself in 3 months. Granted, I do have previous experience in business, so I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. So if you're starting from scratch, I would not expect the same results very quickly. But I always see it as, if I can make more than what I spent in around a year, then it's a worthy investment. It's just not going to happen like that, which is funny that I always pictured it to be that way, because that makes absolutely zero sense. If you learn something, you're not going to immediately just start making more money. And yes, maybe there's a trick that someone could teach you that would, but you kind of have to be deep into it. For example, if you are selling to people on the phone and you're having trouble closing and somebody teaches you a new framework, you use it, boom, you instantly make money. But if you're starting a new business, you probably just need to figure out how to even get people on the phone. You're not even worried about closing yet. You just need to get people to respond to you, which is kind of where I'm at / closing. I'm kind of in between, but besides the point, that's the kind of stuff I've been learning, where it's learning to sell, learning to close, learning to craft messages that actually get people to respond. And I've invested pretty much all that I've been able to into these skills. And obviously copywriting. My business is copywriting for businesses. Bought tons of books and resources on how to do that, and different things of how to use certain AI softwares and things like that, because obviously it's very helpful to use. So that's kind of been my realization, my unlock. And really my advice would be, don't expect it to pay off instantly, and take what you can from it. Because if you read something that you bought something for $50 or whatever, like a little guide, and you read it and you feel like, I don't know, if they have certain tactics in there, make sure to try them. And sometimes you buy something that's for an avatar that's a little more ahead of you or a little more advanced, which I've done that all the time. But once I get to that level, I go back and read whatever I bought before, and it always is worth it. So I'm not telling you to go get scammed by people. Also, I don't sell a course, and I don't plan on it, just for the record. I'm not trying to gas up courses just so I can feed one to you. But yeah, I mean, I really do think it's worth it if you are willing to put in the work to get something out of it. I think a lot of people are waiting for a course to save them or to give them all the answers, and it's never going to have it. But you got to understand what you're paying for. And a lot of the time for me, it's specific problems. So I pay a specific person to tell me the exact answer, aka a coach or whatever. That one's been a lot harder for me to actually do, but most of the time I just call people, business owners, and ask, just see if they'll help me. But in terms of courses, make sure it's either solving a problem for you or, just understand what you're paying for and if that is actually something you need. But I'm always a fan of it. I really, truly, there haven't been many times I've regretted buying something and investing in myself. So I do think it's worth it, but also, the feeling of security you have with some stocks going in the background, I will say, is very nice. And you could say 401k as well. Sure, I don't really care. I'd rather have stocks that I can pull out whenever I want and go make a big play. But I also do have a 401k. I just don't care as much about it right now, but I get it. I'll be happy when I'm older. But anyway, yeah, so invest in yourself. It's worth it.